The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, Nodulator Pro, and Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans.
Bernard Tobin here on the Soybean School at the Canada's Outdoor Farm Show, joined by Dan Foster, Pride Seeds. Hey Dan, great to see you again.
Fantastic to be here.
Awesome. Hey, let's talk about how this crop is, what stages, what's going on as we head into dry down and harvest maturity. Last year you and I talked about green stem syndrome. Always seems to be a different story every year. What's the story this year? I'm hearing a lot about bronzing leaves, leathery leaves. What are growers seeing in their field?
So this year versus last year, Bern, yeah, a lot of green stem issues last year. This year we're looking at, we've had a lot of cool nights, not so warm days. Now we're at the farm show, it's really starting to heat up and it looks like our nighttime temperatures are going to be better. But what that cold nighttime temperature did for the last few weeks is really start to shut these beans down. Somewhat even prematurely, you could say, for some. So we're seeing a lot of areas, those beans are starting to ripen. We've had some moisture the last week and a bit, but we're really starting to see these bronzing leaves. Lots of questions on what's going on there. Why are my beans having that reddish hue to it versus a yellow hue, as you can see over my shoulder, one to the other. And a lot of that is, here at least, it's just the sugar trapped in the leaves. That bean's shutting down, it had lots of sugar from those leaves still to push into the plant, but that leaf's dying on it and it just can't get there. Now you can go to some fields, look similar, more of a leathery look than that coppery bronze look. And what that could be, and without seeing the field, obviously you got to get in there and scout, but it could be Cercospora. Something we haven't seen a lot of lately, but something that could be showing up this year. It's going to start more in the top of the plant, and those leaves will have some lesions on the bottom possibly. You got to flip that leaf over and take a look. There's some great articles online to look at with regards to Cercospora. Some things to be concerned about with that is seed stock. If you do have Cercospora, you want to make sure you're not using that for seed stock because it will carry in the seed. Same with IP beans, be careful on that stuff. But really overall, we're seeing the beans shut down. Some areas from drought, some areas too much water in some spots, but those cold nights are really forcing that plant to shut down.
Yeah, now you brought along a whole bunch of different beans that are different stages.
Yeah.
Take us through it, and because everybody's seeing all kinds of different beans in their fields at different stages.
Yeah, so in the droughtier areas where, let's say along Lake Erie, London towards the west, where it really hasn't been much rain in late July and August, getting lots of questions on, there's 3-4 bean pods there, but some of them are a nice flat bean. They're not going to make it. They've aborted one possibly. Also getting, we got some moisture. Some of those plants that were still nice and green on those later day varieties, they pollinated few more of those flowers that popped out, maybe a little more vegetative growth. So we got, these small pods that, can they make a bean? Well, with the weather it looks like we're supposed to have for the next 30 days, it's pretty possible that we could fill in that bean. We got moisture now, we get some heat, so we might get one bean out of that pod. But you get some smaller pods, I just don't think we're there. I think we're going to be, our crop's already going to be later than normal in a lot of spots. But overall, I think those long day beans this year with this late moisture might actually pay us some more bushels.